I didn't grow up that confident. And one of the best compliments I've gotten recently from my students is, how do you speak so well? How do you have so much confidence when you speak? Truth be told, I didn't always have that. I'm gonna explain how I overcame it and how I improved my social skills from learning from others, CEOs, shareholders, being put in situations. I'm gonna explain all of it. People think confidence comes from talking louder. That's not true. The truth is, it comes before you even speak, before you even open your mouth. You can't speak with conviction. You can't speak with a good tone delivery if your energy is not there. You can't speak with energy if your body is drained. This relates to the gym, your diet, and your sleep. This is something I learned the hard way. I'm not one to take naps, and I've realized in my life, getting my full 8 hours is essential and needed, because when I was put in situations where I needed to present, when I needed to speak in front of a group, in front of a crowd, it all depended on how I felt and how I prepared myself going into it. Plays a major role. If you don't respect your body, your voice won't respect you. You need to make sure you are getting your full 8 hours of sleep. You are eating the nutrition that you need to be eating to keep yourself fluid, to keep yourself smooth, to keep yourself feeling confident. By working out, by staying in shape, you feel 1,000% more better than when you are being lackadaisical, when you are being lazy, when you are not feeling as good, because your body does not represent it. When you look good, you feel good. That's true, no matter how much they say it. There's many successful people who are not in shape and still are able to communicate. Some have a natural skill, some earned it, some worked on it. But if you want to stand out and if you really want to make the process easier and smoother, I would highly suggest starting off with your energy, which is your body, fitness. Get into the gym. Then it translates to your diet, eating the right things. I can't even stress out enough how many times I've eaten greasy food, eating food that makes my body upset, and how it translates and correlates to my behavior, how I'm speaking to people, how my confidence is. When I'm eating light, when I'm eating healthy, when I'm eating my fruit, my vegetables, when I'm eating protein, I feel good. It plays a major role. Do not sleep on it. Alignment. You sound way more convincing, you sound way more confident when you are speaking on things that you stand by. If you are speaking on stuff that you do not correlate to, if you do not resonate with, if you are making up lies, talking to friends, talking to impress a girl, talking to impress a job, it's gonna be evident, because you are not speaking from a place where it's conviction. You're not speaking from the heart. When you see somebody lying, you can already tell by their voice. Are they cracking? How is their body language? All this plays a role. When you speak from the heart, when you speak with stuff that you stand on, people are going to gravitate towards, people are going to believe it. 3, I would say, is fulfillment, service. When you live with purpose, your voice carries weight. People gravitate towards it because they know you stand on something bigger than you. They know you have a mission. They know you have goals, right? And that's a place where people want to learn more from you. People want to listen. When you don't have no morals, when you don't have no standards, when you don't have no objectives that you are aiming for, people tend to go one ear, out the other ear. And then this correlates to creativity and flow. Instead of scripting and thinking too much of what to say, talk in a flow state of mind. Talk naturally. Talk where you are speaking from your inside. This is where overthinking can disrupt your communication. When you are thinking too much before you speak, it ruins the creativity, the flow. When you speak from the heart, when you speak with conviction, when you speak on things that you really mean, you're not scripting, you're not overthinking. Now going to play in comfort. If you're always in your head, if you are second guessing, if you are doubting yourself, when you speak in a mindset where you have comfort. If you are always in your head before you speak, there's no way you can be confident. It makes it damn near impossible, because you are not standing on what you believe. You're not standing firm, even though you know what you're about to do. It's like going to take a test that you studied all night for. You know you're gonna pass it because you put in the work, but you go into that test and you're starting to doubt yourself, or you're going to a tryout. So you know you are elite. You know you're better than all the other players, but you are second guessing yourself. This is something I had to learn the hard way. Growing up in sports, certain sports I excelled in when it was one-on-one, Mortal Kombat, or sports where it was isolated. Team aspects, when I knew my talents were good, but I didn't have that confidence to perform it in front of a group setting or whatnot, it showed. It showed. You gotta learn to enjoy the moment even when you stumble. Talk through it. When you're speaking, if you mess up a word, whether you're presenting, whether you're speaking to someone and you didn't mean to say that, or it kind of talk through it. Be confident and keep going. Have that same delivery. That's why I'll go to have that same delivery, and that's where you will stand out. Be natural with it. You mess up a word, fine. Keep going. Don't stop and say, oh man, I messed up. Keep going. I promise you, 90% of the people, even if they were going by a script and they're reading, if you're in a play, I used to do theater to improve my social skills. I did public speaking to improve my social skills in college. And I realized when you are speaking, not everybody knows what you are talking on, right? So if you mess up a word, as long as you speak with confidence, as long as you bypass it and don't get it stuck in your head and disrupt everything, when you stop and say, oh man, damn, what do you think they're going to think? They're going to be like, oh, he messed up. If you mess up a word and you completely ignore it, right? Like nothing happened, 9 times out of 10, people don't even realize it. I promise you. Even if they're reading it by a script and you're in a play and standing on top on the stage and everybody's looking, it's all in your head. How you present yourself plays a big role. If you act like you didn't mess up, no, I didn't mess up. What are you talking about? Oh, I was tripping. I thought he messed up. Nah, he didn't. He's confident because you're confident. And this is where I'll go and correlate to approval. Because if you're speaking to have approval from others, you got to quit it. Because if you are speaking from the heart, you don't care what people will perceive you as, right? This is what I've learned from working with shareholders, working with CEOs, working with high-level executives in my current job. And from what I'll tell you is that these people do not speak and think, oh, what are they talking about? What do they think of me? They don't care because you have conviction. If you want to stand out, if you want to speak like a CEO, you got to learn how to speak from the heart and you don't care what they say, right? You think these high-level execs are thinking, oh, how did my tone sound? How did my voice sound? Do you think people who are successful are thinking, oh man, my voice sounds weird? I remember growing up, it was even hard for me to look at the camera, to speak in front of a crowd. That's why I challenged myself in college to take public speaking, to try on theater. Keep in mind, theater was something I always enjoyed and loved as a kid, but it challenged me because it was not easy. But when you're on top of the stage by yourself, you got 20 to 30 people watching you. It could be a monologue, it could be a soliloquy, it could be anything, but it's just you up there in front of 20, 30 people. I put myself in these situations to improve my public speaking. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself. That's the only way you're going to see results. So do not seek approval when you speak, whether it's in public setting, whether it's private. You shouldn't care. When you're talking to your friends, do you care how they take your voice? No, because you're comfortable with them. So even with somebody you don't know, be comfortable, right? We all had that feeling when you listen to a video of your voice and you're like, oh man, I don't like my voice, or I heard a voicemail, right? I used to have that too growing up. But once you're maturing is realizing that's all in our heads. Nobody cares. Nobody's thinking too much of it. If you're a man and you're trying to improve your voice, if you're trying to have it more deepened, I would suggest taking public speaking classes, taking theater, taking classes where you challenge yourself to experiment, right? But 9 times out of 10, it's in your head. It's in your head. Speak with conviction. Speak firmly, not super loud. Speak loud enough to where the folks can hear you, right? You don't gotta scream, but speak from the heart. All of these traits plays a major role, and if you follow all these steps, you will eventually speak like the 1% elite. But it can't just happen from watching this. I'm gonna tell you straight up. You have to put yourself in these experiences. You have to put yourself in these situations. Meaning, if you want to challenge yourself, go take that extra class. Go improve your public speaking. Go talk in front of a crowd. I made music in college and we performed in Washington, D.C. with a friend. It was a great experience. Especially, you don't know how people will take it, right? But when we performed out there on stage, we're in the zone, making sure everybody was feeling the vibe. So even people don't like the music, they love your energy. They love the way you're speaking, right? And that makes people gravitate towards you. That makes people want to, vibe and say, okay, what's good? Okay. Now they're starting to like it. Do you see what I did there? Do you see what I'm talking about? It's all about the energy, the flow. When you're speaking, when you have a purpose, when you have alignment, when you have the energy, man, that makes a huge difference. If you're speaking, oh man, I'm not sure, right? Or I am, man, I'm not sure. You see the difference? Even that, major difference. So your energy, that's why I say the step 1, your energy, what you eat, your diet, your sleep, that's going to play a significant role. You master all these traits, you will be speaking like the 1% elite. And if you need help, this is the most frequently asked question in my group. My students are asking. And if you need help, join the CXM Academy. Have a brotherhood of men leveling up in confidence, attraction, and discipline. If you master all these traits, you will eventually speak like the 1% elite. Follow all these steps. I promise you. Repetition. The more you practice, the more you make yourself uncomfortable, the more you give yourself a shot and speak with energy. You follow these traits, get some good night's sleep, eat the right things, focus on your health. You will eventually be confident enough where you don't even care what people are perceiving you as. Oh, my voice is too sharp. My voice is too low. It doesn't matter because you have the energy now. Now you're speaking from the heart. Now you're speaking with conviction. Now you have a purpose, right? Now you're creative. You're flowing, right? When you flow, your energy gravitates towards people. They match it. If you go and perform some song and it's just not there, you're stuttering the words and then you have a fit like, oh man, like I messed up. People are going to laugh. People are going to be off it. But when you speak, even if you mess up with conviction, when you speak, you mean it. When you speak like you don't give a damn because you know it's right, people are going to gravitate towards that. Everything is energy. Everything is frequency. So I'm telling you, speak from the heart. If you want to improve your mindset and speak even more detail, join CXM Academy, where we're helping members, we're helping young men improve their attraction when it comes to speaking with women, discipline and daily habits, and mindset frameworks that will help you on your journey in life and improve your social skills and your self-improvement journey. This is the #1 academy. Once we hit 50 members, the price doubles. So you can join now, $49.99. Click the top link in the description, the pinned comments. And I'll see y'all soon. If you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch y'all on to the next one.